And now what we want to do is get our check set ready. So I believe we do need a 3D section in there. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my 3D main floor, right click, and I'm just going to delete that view. Okay, then I'm going to take the 3D stairs, and all I'm going to do is rename it and call it 3D section. Just kind of a generic. Okay, and then I'm going to turn the section box back on. So if I go to my light bulb, if you turn that off, you need to click on here and say unhide the element. That's how you kind of hide it so you can't even see the boxes. Pick on it here and say hide element. Okay, so now that I have it turned on, all I'm going to do is pick on here and kind of grab the 3D section that I have shown on my sheet, which I believe is somewhere like, let's see, let's have a look at our sheets. Cover sheet looks like this. We'll do that, and we want to look at our 3D sections, which looks like this. So we want to kind of clip the top and clip through the glass here and then kind of through the stairway. Okay, we can do that. So we want to pull this guy in somewhere around there. We want to pull this down a little bit. We want to pull that through our glazing. And then this, I believe we want to go right through the front. Okay, something like that. Grab that back one. Oh, I might have moved something. Click and undo. And let's have another look at our 3D section here. Are we clipping through? Yes, we are clipping through the black. We're clipping through here. We're also set to be realistic visibility, which we'll get a little bit later. So I just need to clip my back. So that goes through there. And I'm going to bring this forward a little bit. Okay, and then what we can do is we can grab the section box and then turn it off, hide the element. Okay, and then in that particular view we have it set to be realistic, and I've got a different material on there, so we're not going to necessarily get the materials effect. Okay, so there's more or less our 3D section. So we've got our top of foundation. Okay, we should probably check our crop regions on all the views. We've got our 3D section. We've got a couple more sections. So let's have a look at our sheets down here. And sheets, cover sheet. Okay, first thing we need a perspective view here. So let's go to our site plan, open it up. And we want a camera view, and we're going to have a reflection pond and a walkway and a nice curb around here. But for the time being, I'm going to go up here and say camera. You don't want to be too close. The tendency sometimes is to get too close to the building. You want to see how I'm just kind of look at my angle there, and you want to go beyond it. You want to see to the back of the house and then click, and it creates that view for you. From there we can grab our section box, or our crop region I should say, and move this a little bit. We can again change this to say realistic view, just so it kind of looks nice. When we render it, we can add a backdrop and all kinds of stuff. When you want to swivel and move in a view like this, select something first, then shift middle mouse button, and then you pivot around that point. If you just randomly start to move, it'll be much too uncontrolled. Pick something somewhere, like a window is a good object, and then you can kind of pivot around kind of like that. And so that's good. And again, you can pick on something like this up here and swivel around there. So you get a good view. As you populate your model with objects, they're going to start showing up here. And if we place this view on a sheet, of course, it's going to show up there. So everything propagates through in Revit. Then you can do overrides if you don't want to see the category or the object per view. Okay, and the other thing is here, we want to pick on this because this is a perspective view. You'll notice there's no scale here. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to pick on the edge of this crop region, and we're going to actually give it a physical size. And this is where we say scale and lock proportions, and we can say, well, we want this to be about, probably about 2 feet wide. Hit apply. Okay, hit OK, because that's the only thing really on the cover sheet. So there's our view we just created, 3D view. See, it's highlighted. Every time you create a perspective view, it adds one to the list. So until you rename it, it will take on the next consecutive number. So we're going to right click on here and we'll call this 3D cover. Okay, and then the one we finally put on the sheet will be a rendered view of this. So let's go back to our sheets. We can close off our families here and go to our cover sheet. And let's drag on that 3D cover view and then let go and then wiggle around and click. Not too bad. Escape, escape. Pick on here. Now I don't want to see this title at all. Okay, so what we're going to do is pick on the viewport, and on the properties over here we're going to say viewport 1, and if we hit edit it says title, view title. We're going to say none. Apply and OK, and you won't get the title. Oh, we're still getting the line but no title. Pick on here, edit the type, show title line yes, turn it off. Oh, when multiple viewports, interesting option there. Hit apply. So now we've turned off the title and the line. Okay, but the thing is that has now changed all of the viewports. Okay, because I didn't duplicate that type. I believe if I go over here, look, all of my views have lost their line and their title. So because the viewport itself is a type like everything else, right? Hit edit. So actually I do want it to have a yes, and I do want it to say title. And then I want to hit apply, which brings them back. Okay. Now I want to duplicate this and call it viewport no label. And there you go. Now on this one I'll say no and no. And then hit apply and hit OK. Click out. Now these guys are good. Okay, but this guy here, because I changed it when I did my duplicate, I need to switch him back to be viewport title. Now I can go to my cover sheet. So I have two different viewports, one with the title, one without a title. Isn't that nice? And that is very typical of Revit. Okay, it's just almost everything works that way. Look here. It could be a door, it could be a window, it could be a roof. All you do is duplicate it, change the properties. Some families can be transferred easily between projects as well. So I want to turn the viewport off on this, and I probably want to make it maybe a little bit bigger. I can do that right from here. Size the crop, it's 24. Let's go another 2. Let's go 26 inches. Hit apply, hit OK. The other thing is I don't want to see the crop region on it. So I'm going to pick on here. Now I don't think that's a crop region visible. Oh, look it. There you go. I can turn it off. Perfect. Right here in the sheet view. Okay. Move this down. Okay, that's more or less ready. We have to add some text and some information. Let's have a look at our plans sheet. Plans sheet looks reasonable. Okay, we need to put our little view in here, but our titles are good, and we can our date's good. Everything else is good. Elevations, let's have a look. Okay, oh yeah, that's right. We split our elevations up between two different sheets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my elevations and turn off all these section bubbles. So watch. Going to go into here, pick on here, and hide the category. I could also create a view template, but this is actually even just as quick. Hide the category because I only have 4 of them. Pick on here, hide the category. Hiding the section, it's an annotation category called section lines, and I'm hiding it. Boom, that's that. So now let's go to our north and south. I also want them to be consistently shaded. So I'm going to go back to here and set them to be medium detail and realistic. Okay, and then I can go to here and medium detail. Now I should be saving this really in a view template and then apply the view template to the view, which actually would make better sense. Okay, so, but I'm doing it the long way by going in here. And now if I go back to my sheets, elevations look all right. These reference planes are not going to print. Section bubble, the grid bubbles are getting awful tight there. I think I might take this guy and just bump him down a hair. Take this guy, Bump him down a hair. Just enough to get inside of there. Not too bad. Okay. East and west. These guys fit in wonderfully. Okay. Sections. Let's grab our section 1, bring it in, place it there. Ooh, what's the scale of that? Pick on it, change your properties. Let's go 3/16 for that section. Nudge it into place. Okay. And now let's go and drag on a 3D section. Pick on here. That we're also going to change our size to. And we'll come back and continue to populate this last sheet and fix up our cover sheet, and then we'll get ready to do our check print.